Hello and welcome. This is Lino Tadros, and in this video I just wanted to make sure that you know that we can actually use Sitefinity with SQL Server 2022. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to take my face out of there and we'll go ahead and we'll show you the project manager. Of course, you can create the website in the project manager, or you can create it directly inside of Visual Studio itself. I'm going to do it here really quickly by creating a new project. We'll call it, for instance, SQL 2022. That's the name of my project. And we'll go ahead and upload a license really quickly as well. I believe I have one under downloads. And there we go. And after it actually resolved itself, I'm going to go ahead and start creating the site. All right, we'll say next. Yep, that it is. I'm going to go ahead and finish, and that will complete the creation of all the different files needed and the folders as well. And it will start with my default browser. In my case, it's Chrome, and hopefully here we will see it in a few seconds. And there we go. It's on another monitor. Let me bring it in. And we will wait here a few seconds until it compiles and it will start bringing it. But of course, the first thing it will complain about, it will not find any database. So I'm going to take a few seconds to tell the system where to go get the database from. And there you go. That is the startup. And in this case, I'm going to go directly to Microsoft SQL Server. I can use Windows authentication if I want to. The server in here, I've actually installed SQL 2022 on my local host here as a developer edition. So I'm going to go dot, which is localhost / and SQL 2022. This is almost the same way we used to get to SQL Express by putting a dot for the local host / and SQL Express. In this case, this is not SQL Express. We're using a specific instance, a named instance of SQL Server 2022. I'll leave the port as is, and in the username in here, you could have actually created a brand new user in SQL Server 2022 that has DB owner and also DB data write and data reader. It's important for you to be able to make changes through Sitefinity user interface itself. I'm going to use the SA, which usually is not the best way to do it, to use SA. But again, I don't want to spend a lot of time setting up permissions for right now. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that you can use the latest and greatest for SQL Server. And I'm going to go here for my password for the SA. And with the database here, you can create a brand new database. I'm going to call it call it SF SQL 2022. All right. You can give it whatever name you want in here, as long as you're using SA or a user that has access to create databases in SQL. This will be created automatically. You don't have to have this pre-created. Okay. We'll say continue. We'll give it in here a few seconds as well. And the first thing is, that's my last password. That's okay. I don't need that right now. Within a few seconds, it's going to ask me, hey, you need to have at least one administrator in the system. So it will ask me to create that. And let's wait for it. Once it comes back, I'll put in my first name, last name, and my email address and choose a password. And that will be the first password or first administrator in the system. All right, great. There's my first name, last name. I'm going to use lino@foo.com is fine. And here we'll put any password just to get us in. There we go. And I'm done. And from this point on, it might take about 45 seconds to create all the tables in that database. And we should be coming back in here in less than a minute. We should be in the dashboard and the whole system will be running on SQL Server 2022 as well. All right. And also, while the table is being created, maybe I should show you the database itself. So I'm going to open up the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Let me go ahead and connect to a database engine. I have a lot of different database engines. I'm going to go against the local host for SQL 2022. I am going to use Windows authentication. It's fine. I could have used also SA if I want to. Let's go ahead and connect. And notice this is the new one, 16.0.1000.6. And that is the SQL Server 2022. Alrighty, if I open up database, you should have actually already created my database, SF SQL 2022. And under tables, even though it's in the middle of creating a lot of tables, it's not done yet, but there will be tons and tons of tables here created for the CMS for Sitefinity. So We'll leave it alone here for another few minutes, and hopefully when it comes back, oh, it's almost done. There you go. So that is the dashboard. I am running now in the database for SQL Server 2022. And I can actually do all the stuff that I love to do, and the database works great. It's the SQL Server 2022. At the time I'm recording this video, was released 2 days ago. We just wanted to make sure that everything will be working okay and smoothly and fast with the new database, and it looks like we're going to be in good shape with SQL Server 2022. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again soon in another video for Sitefinity. Thank you.